How's it going, guys? It's your old pal Tony. Let's watch this One Piece trailer. So we got a new trailer for the One Piece live action season 2. It's called Into the Grand Line. I already watched this once, but I don't really remember what happens that well, so let's kind of just jump into it. I'm a pretty big One Piece fan. I'm caught up on the manga, but I also don't really have the best memory in the world, so I should have pretty good knowledge of what's going on in this trailer, but I might forget some stuff. All right, see what we got. So obviously right away we get Chopper's voice, which is fine, I guess. Someone's talking to him, I guess. I mean, we'll see in a minute. I think it's probably Hiralook, Dr. Hiralook talking to Chopper. Dude, the costumes in this show are just so like accurate to Oda's artwork. I do kind of agree with the criticism I've heard that the costumes maybe look a little bit too clean sometimes, but just in terms of accuracy, they look awesome. They're like spot on. You can see Nami is carrying Luffy's straw hat for him. Oh, spoiler alert. I'm gonna try not to spoil anything for how do I want to do this? Yeah, I guess spoiler alert. I mean, I'll try not to spoil anything major that's going on here, but I guess if you're like just a live action only viewer and you're not familiar with the One Piece canon at all and you don't want to know, I don't know, maybe come back after. I don't know. Yeah, I believe that's Hero Look, right? Isn't that's he's got that like three-pronged hair. This song choice, I'm not gonna probably play any of the audio really from this trailer, but it's that Stick song. It's certainly a choice. I mean, I think it works for the trailer, but it's definitely an interesting song choice. Here we see the Straw Hats going up Reverse Mountain into the Grand Line. That's what Luffy's talking about. Yeah, this is kind of a good example of what I was talking about with the costuming. I mean, I appreciate the accuracy, so I'm not going to criticize this really. Like, I don't have a problem with this, but his hair definitely looks like, I don't know, hair dye or something. Again, these costumes look awesome, but they are pristine condition. I mean, this looks like a costume you bought online, kinda. We can see here in this last shot, wait, let me get back. We've got Igaram here, the back of Igaram, the ram guy. Let me see if I see anything else in this shot. I love Zoro's little waistcoat thing, little waist like belt thing that he's got going on. That looks really accurate to the manga and the show. Nami's wig is kind of wigging. I don't see anything else in this shot that really jumps out to me. Here we got Luffy and Nami. They're going over the edge of Reverse Mountain and just free fall dropping down. We can see the tangerine trees on the Going Merry here. Oh, and it appears they're going right into the mouth of a whale. Looks like this is Laboon's mouth. This lighthouse. Oh man, it's been a really long time since I've watched this arc. I guess maybe, what's his name? Clover? No. Clover? Is that right? Is that the guy from O'Hara? Yeah, no, not Clover. Doctor. Why can't I think of his name? He's a doctor and he was on a crew. Why can't I think of his name? Shoot, I'm just looking it up. Crocus. Crocus. Yeah, I guess there's a lighthouse that he attends to. So anyway, going back. Got the lighthouse. We've got Little Garden is the name of this place. Dude, these dinosaurs, awesome. I think they look sick. I think you gotta have dinosaurs. Vivi's hair kind of looks cool. I don't know. It doesn't really look necessarily less like dye or a wig than anyone else's hair, but it doesn't bother me as much. Luffy's eating some apple pie. I feel like maybe we'll see some kind of an Easter egg here with for a future scene involving pie. That's pretty important. Some cherry pie. Here's Igaram from the front. He looks pretty good. He looks like Igaram. Zoro with some red something. Oh, you know what? It looks like he chopped a bunch of fruit maybe from the trees. There's like fruit hanging from these nearby trees, and then it looks like a pile of sliced fruit. He's out of breath while what's her name drops from behind. Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna remember any of these Baroque Works agents' names. I always mix them up. What's that? Miss Golden Week is the younger one. Ms. Man, what the hell is her name? She's got the kilo fruit. Mikita? Come on, dude. Give me the Baroque Works name. Come on, dog. Miss Valentine. There we go. Oh, that's topical. Miss Valentine. I couldn't remember her name. It's coming out on Mario Day. Dude, a lot of these shots of Little Garden look spectacular. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know. I guess probably this is. I don't know how much of this is CG versus practical. It kind of almost looks like a miniature. That ship kind of looks like it could be a miniature. And if it was, that's awesome. I don't know if they still even do that kind of thing anymore, but that would have been so smart if that's what they did. Whatever it is, it looks dope. Like it just, I don't know, it looks real to me. Like the water is clearly not CG, or at least it doesn't look like CG. Maybe some of these trees, probably a lot of those look like they could be comped in. But the fog over here really works for this like swamp setting that we have, and I just think it looks great. I mean, these all this foliage looks diverse and realistic. I think it looks really good. Also, wait, was there something kind of in the distance there? Yeah, I don't know. What is that? Yeah, whatever. We get Miss All Sunday. She looks great. Dude, this T-Rex, I don't know if there was a T-Rex for real in Little Garden. I mean, I know there were dinosaurs in Little Garden. Let me go back to the T-Rex. I think maybe they added a T-Rex in. Yeah, I guess maybe they did have some like T-Rexes or just various dinosaurs. I don't know if they were in the manga necessarily or yeah, it looks like I don't know. At least in the anime, I think there was a dinosaur. There's definitely dinosaurs on Little Garden. It's important to the plot, actually. What's Miss All Sunday saying? She's saying Luffy will never find the One Piece. I don't know, man. He's pretty motivated. This is a really quick shot here, but this is clearly, I mean, we got like a big giant uvula off to one side. This is like I think it's a uvula, the inside of a giant whale. Here's the Miss Valentine again with her kilo power. You can see she's like floating and slamming down. What's Miss Goldenwing saying? Something about how nobody thinks Luffy's gonna be king of the pirates, I guess. Dude, David Dasmalchian is perfect for Mr. 3. I mean, this is awesome. I just saw him in something the other day. Oh, I was watching Twin Peaks: The Return, and he was in that. This little wax house looks awesome. That was kind of a cool transition, the way they went from the little otter guy, and he jumps, and then it transitions to the whatever that is. Oh, it's Vivi's attack. She's got the little things on a chain of some kind. I like we get one line from Vivi here, and the line delivery is pretty great. Also, these costumes again, just like one to one from I don't know if it's from necessarily the anime, the manga, or just like some cover page. I think they reference the manga for everything, but sometimes it's like just cover art or something like that. It's not always from the actual manga pages themselves, but that costume, maybe I'll pull up a picture. It's just like one to one. I mean, the crown, the little thing on his sleeves that he's got, like the little cuff on the sleeve, the spiky cuff, the little the what is he? Is he Mr. Nine? I can never remember. Mr. Nine? Yeah. He's got like nines on his face. He looks really good. But yeah, this line delivery from Vivi, really good. It's kind of silly the way they put the little chime on the wink. I don't know if that's just the trailer or if that's when she winks there's like a little chime. All of Miss All Sunday's attacks look awesome here. The flower petals and the arms. I gotta say, what's his name? Jacob? I always want to say Jacob Batalon, but isn't that the guy from yeah, that's the guy from Spider-Man. Jacob something. It's Jacob, right? Is that wrong? Jacob Gibson? That doesn't sound right. Huh. I don't know what I thought his name was, but it wasn't Jacob Gibson. Jacob Romero. Yeah, I think that's what he's credited as. I don't know why it keeps wanting to say Jacob Gibson when on he's clearly credited Jacob Romero. Anyway, I don't know how I feel 100% about the fact that Jacob Romero as an actor just automatically has so much more Riz than Usopp as a character in the manga and anime. And I don't know that I really mind it necessarily. He definitely like embodies the energy of Usopp in his own way. I mean, it's not like he feels like he's not Usopp. Wait, let me full screen this. He does feel like he's Usopp, but he's like a distinctly different version of Usopp that's like kind of a little bit too cool. Like right here when he says "beat down time, baby," like that's just a little too cool for Usopp. I don't know. Some of this stuff goes by so quick you can't even catch it. Who was that sliding down the? I can't tell. Maybe Sanji. Is that Taz? Yeah, I think it is. We've got a quick little glimpse of Buggy, who's always, he's great. Is his nose like CG'd? It's weird. We get this shot of Laboon over here who looks. I mean, he looks good, right? Like, he looks like a whale. He looks real. Like, I believe that. I mean, it looks like a CG whale, but, like, he looks real enough. But I can't help but lament the approach that TV shows and movies take to adding CGI characters to live action media. Sometimes I wish when they add CGI characters to something like this that they would just go with like the art style, you know what I mean? They always go for like a realistic approach like this, trying to make it look like a whale would look in real life. And I don't think that's necessarily the wrong approach, but I also think the character of Laboon in One Piece has a very distinct design, and the same can be said for Chopper. I can't help but wonder what it would be like if we got versions of these CGI characters that were more similar to like their manga versions. Like I said, I kind of understand why they go for a realistic design so it kind of meshes with the live action better, but I don't know. They say that like going with some of the more cartoony over the top stuff wouldn't play as well, but I don't know. I just think I'd like to see it. So Luffy launches himself with his Gum Gum powers. He's swinging like Spider-Man. I kind of like that. Wait, I'm not even. I keep going back. Not far enough. Yeah, I kind of like that swing like Spider-Man. We get a quick shot here of Crocus, who looks just like Crocus. He looks great. Usopp screaming about I don't even know what. This shot of Usopp being chased in a circle around this like wax cake is pretty funny. Chased by Miss Valentine, I guess. We get Katey Sagal. I don't really know how you're supposed to say that. As Dr. Kureha, she also, as I keep saying, looks great. Why can't I find anything I'm looking for? I'm trying to scroll through these trailers. There she is. Katey Sagal. Looks great. She's got the midriff going, like her undershirt is riding up, and like it's just straight from the comics. It's great. Just another shot of Usopp being a little bit too badass, a little bit too cool. Looks like Mr. Nine here sicks a bunch of these random guys on Zoro like that's gonna work. He just mows them all down. He says good sword. I don't know if he's like praising his sword or if he's just like yeah, it sounds like he's talking to the sword like it wasn't doing what he wanted and now it is. But he's just remarking that he likes the sword. He Zoro gets a handful of different swords throughout the story. I can't remember off the top of my head if he gets one around this point. I think it's not until a little bit later that he gets a new sword, but I could be mistaken. So this isn't unique to this season. This is, they had this last season, but this is another example kind of what I was talking about. Going for a realism approach for the figurehead for the Mary. I kind of just wish they went with the manga design, like the more cartoony ram head, mast, figurehead, whatever you call that. I will say though, I am pleased that they did do the correct Straw Hat Pirates logo straight from the manga. We got Sanji and Luffy in some cold weather garb. I think Luffy was wearing something like that. Yeah, he's got a jacket on. This is like pretty spoilery, I feel like, for the season, but I mean, again, I let it slip that it was Nami that Luffy was carrying earlier, so I guess I kind of spoiled that. Mostly, I don't think I'm spoiling too much. This is not really on me. They're spoiling this themselves. You can see Luffy's poorly drawn version of the Straw Hat logo painted on Laboon's face here. I guess it's not clear why exactly, but to me it feels like that's a little more than they needed to show in this trailer. We get this quick shot of Dory and Broggy. I swear, I think this whole reaction is just me pointing out things and going, yep, looks great. Because Dory and Broggy, no exception. They look perfect. I think I need to slow this down to like just a hair, like 0.9 speed, because I can't ever pause on anything because it goes by so fast. Here we go. Dory and Broggy. They look great. So I gotta say here, I think. Wait, let me make sure I have these right. Dory is the helmet. Well, they both have helmets. Broggy is the one with the nose. Yeah. I kind of think Broggy's nose here looks a little bit fake and prosthetic-y. Dory looks 100%, could not be more accurate to the manga. Like, kind of crazy so, looks exactly like a real life version of the character. Broggy also does too because of, I think, more the prosthetic nose and the beard and the costume and stuff are all really accurate. But I think not only did they nail all that stuff for Dory, for one, he doesn't need a prosthetic nose, and two, I think this actor just happens to look dead on like this character. Dude, this goldfish, this is like the giant goldfish, I guess, right? Because like Usopp tells the story to Kaya about how he found like a giant mound or like an island that was a giant mound of goldfish poop or something, and this giant goldfish is kind of like canonizing Usopp's tall tales. I think if I'm remembering correctly, in the anime, it's just pretty silly looking. Yeah, it's just like a silly giant goldfish, but here it's terrifying with these big beady eyes and it looks like it's got a million teeth. It might just be water like falling from its mouth, but it looks scary. There's some kind of heart to heart here going on between Nami and Sanji. Sanji's like shedding a single tear here. Luffy says that's what the journey's all about. He's like, you know what? The friends we made along the way, that's what matters. We got Luffy in his coat here. Like I said, I kind of spoiled this a little bit, but we saw he gives this coat to Nami at a point. It's missing a sleeve. Again, my memory of order of events and things is hazy at best, so I don't really remember what happened there. What is this strange sculpture off to the side? It looks like that thing's scary looking, man. It looks like a tanuki, but like a stuffed. Like if you had like, I mean, I know a tanuki is a real animal, but I mean like the mythical version of a tanuki. If you found a real one of those and you like taxidermied it, that's what this thing looks like. And then there's also like some big snakes. Am I supposed to know what that is? I don't know what that is. I'm trying to like look around the scene, like around the around the scene and see if I see anything that stands out to me. We're also inside of someone's mouth right now, so let me see whose mouth we're inside of. Oh, whoa, that was cool. It transformed. It was Wapol's metal mouth. It was teeth. Ooh, that was really cool. That transformation from inside of Wapol's mouth. That looked awesome. We see Wapol here. Another example of excellent casting where I can never pause on the right things. Everything goes so fast. There we go. Another example of the actor looking just like the character. He's got his like stuffed furry hippo scarf hat thing, cloak thing. Again, super accurate. Looks awesome. He just blasts this apparently exploding cannonball at Luffy and Vivi. I realized I'm just calling her Vivi. What am I supposed to be calling her? Miss Wednesday. Sorry. So Miss Wednesday is over there standing next to Luffy, and it seemed she was an antagonist, but now she's standing next to them. So I guess they're friends now. We have a different chopper form. I can never remember the names. It was just like Run Point or whatever. We get a hybrid chopper. Let me go back to it. Yeah, that's probably the best I'm gonna get of it because they don't show anything very well. But we get like, a version of Chopper that's like an actual reindeer with, walking on all fours and stuff. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that Iñaki Godoy looks absolutely shredded here. So does Taz. They both are pretty ripped, but Iñaki looks huge, dude. He looks genuinely stoked about Chopper, and honestly, I think it seems to me that Luffy's actor Inaki is stoked enough to be playing the character of Luffy that he would genuinely be stoked to get to see Chopper for the first time. That was a pretty neat shot of Zoro chopping that table, and the way it just got split into three. That was pretty cool. And a KO to Usopp there. Dude, everything goes so fast. These trailers these days are weird, man. They show like far too much, and they also show it like really fast. And it's just like, I don't know. I don't know that I love that approach to making a trailer for something. Oh, that was like, I guess, a jumping spin kick from Sanji there, I think. Yeah, that was pretty cool. We get Smoker here. Oh, wow, actually went right to it for once. I can already tell looking at this, it seems like his wig is going to be terrible, but his smoke power looks really cool. The fists flying with the smoke and the way the smoke was like, yeah, here you can see the smoke's like trailing out from between the fingers. That looks really cool. Oh, I forgot I turned the speed down and I was like, Chopper's voice sounds crazy. I have the playback speed turned down. Let me go back. I want to hear Chopper's voice here. It does sound weird and bad. I don't like that. Not at all really a fan of Chopper's live action voice. Is it still like at 0.9 speed or something? I don't know. I don't know. Listen, before I watched the first season, I'll be honest, I was kind of a hater. I mean, live action adaptations of anime have a notoriously bad reputation, right? That's not just me thinking that. And I was pleasantly surprised with the first season. So I'm willing to kind of bear with them here on some of this stuff.
Rar, I'm a bear with you. That's a little bit of a joke. I'm sorry, levity.
I'm willing to assume that maybe I'm wrong about some of the assumptions I'm going to make before watching this, but so far I'm just a little skeptical of how much I'm going to like Chopper's voice acting here. Luffy's still wearing this outfit. I don't know exactly what it's from. Like I said, a lot of these are just pulled from like covers and things. It looks kind of dirty here, like he got some dirt on it, which helps a little bit, but it just doesn't look like it's ever been run through the wash. Like there's just no wear and tear on these costumes at all. And honestly, for me, I find that to be like a nitpick. It doesn't bother me that much. I appreciate the accuracy way more than I'm bothered by the like cleanliness of the costumes. Wait, was that shot of Luffy there? It looked a lot like just the like anime. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's just Luffy right from the manga. That's pretty cool. This little sculpture inside the nose of this skull. One Piece into the Grand Line. Is that like the name? That are they naming the season? I don't know. Comes out on Mario Day, March 10th. Pretty cool, man. I can't lie. It's a fun trailer. Looks like it's gonna be really fun. A really fun show. I don't have a lot negative to say. I'm just looking forward to it. So that's it for me. Just wanted to kind of just talk about this One Piece trailer. I hadn't filmed a video in a couple of days, so I kind of just wanted to brush off the cobwebs a little bit, get back in there. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Keep an eye out on the channel for whatever's coming up next. Should be something on here real soon. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and whatever. But yeah, thanks again for watching, you guys. We'll see you in the next one.